this is the first video that is going to be a part of my She Speaks series. This is the part of my channel that is dedicated to sharing more of myself, more of my story. I'm just really excited to be able to share more with you guys. Really hope and pray that you guys are blessed by this. Hey guys, it's Sheena from She Walks with God, dedicated to living life on purpose with purpose. If you want to hear more about my story, then just keep watching. We live in a world that doesn't like waiting. The idea of waiting in a line just about drives us crazy. We have internet that is super fast. God forbid our internet takes 5 seconds to load. We want to throw our phone against the wall if our Wi-Fi is down. But needless to say, we're not exactly the most patient people, and we're not really all that into waiting. So given all of that, how do we live in a world built on immediate gratification if you're in the wait of all waits? Waiting to have sex until you're married. I personally know the weight of this wait because I am a virgin. That's still weird to say. I'm going to be completely honest. I'm not going into too much specific detail because I want to respect people's privacy. There are certain things that I would share in like a small group or that I do share with people one-on-one that I'm not going to share here. But I do want to share this with you guys because I feel like it's super important. So a little bit about my story. I actually was really young when I made this decision to wait. My dad had this conversation with me around 8 or 9 years old. We were Catholic at the time, and so he just really emphasized to me how important it is for a woman to wait to have sex until she's married. While those were really great principles, that was kind of where I was left. I just knew that that was important and it mattered to me, and at that age in my life I decided to make that commitment to the Lord. The issue with that was that I was given a really great goal, but I wasn't really given the tools to be able to kind of maneuver all of the things and all of life that would happen after that. Yeah, so like a lot of us, I made different mistakes. I ended up in relationships that I really had no business being in. I had different ideas of what love looked like back then, and I did get caught up in lustful moments of weakness. You can wait to have sex until you're married, but there are other ways to sin. There's other ways to lust. Fighting that battle at that time was really difficult. I had the Lord at the time, but not like I do now. After I got saved and accepted Christ, I started to eventually date. I remember I really wanted to get married. It was always kind of this thing for me and my family, I guess. Everybody kind of always expected it, that I would be the one to get married early and I'd have like the dream wedding and everything. When I was younger and I made this decision to live my life this way, I never really considered the length of time. I think you kind of have this idea in your head of what that's going to look like. And everybody, I think, kind of assumes it's just going to work out in a certain amount of time that they think. And when you're like 19, early 20s, it's a proud thing. And at that time, I didn't mind being this kind of spokesperson for purity or for, waiting to have sex until you're married. It's this thing that people applaud you for. They tell you how awesome it is and people talk about it. You want to tell people more about it. I remember around 21 or 22 thinking to myself, okay, Lord, what's the deal? I had made this commitment. I had waited this long. The older I got, I realized that there were less and less people who looked like me. Even in the church, it's just really hard. You look around and you don't see a lot of people like you and who are really fighting the good fight. I'd say around 23, 24, I really thought I thought I was gonna get married. When that didn't happen and my relationship didn't work out, I was just really frustrated. I had spent 3 years in this relationship and I was like, Lord, what now? I ended up in a place that I never expected to be, which was that I was still a virgin. It wasn't even completely about like, oh, I'm lusting so much. No, it was more about the fact that I was kind of frustrated with God because in my mind I just had this idea that, my life was going to start once that happened. Whatever the world convinces you of. The dream that I was kind of sold. I remember thinking, and I wrote this down, I was like, Lord, I'm 24 years old and I'm still doing this, still a virgin, and that's so weird to say. I just didn't want it anymore. I had talked about it and talked about it and talked about it. I thought that I could outrun it, I don't know if you guys know what that's like. When God so obviously calls you to something and you're just like, no, I don't want that responsibility. I don't want it, Lord. I was just so motivated so long to just get married. I remember I was like 24 and I just thought, okay, well, if I get married, then I can just not have this responsibility anymore. Just kind of avoid it. I got engaged and I thought that I was in the clear. It's somebody else's responsibility now. A couple months went by and it didn't work out. And I was really, really devastated. But I had done that to myself. I put myself in that situation and it wasn't what God wanted for me. Again, this was me. I'm like, Lord, I'm 25 years old and I'm still sitting here and I'm still a virgin and it didn't work. So I just was so stuck on not being a certain age and still doing this. I really was frustrated about the fact that my life just wasn't panning out the way that I thought it should have or would have. So I still wanted to get married. I ended up getting engaged again sometime later. I remember feeling this heavy weight from the Lord, like, I still want you to talk about this and I still want you to share about this. Back at that time, I knew what He had envisioned for me. It really was this. I didn't want it to be. I was just trying to get out of it. I knew the Lord was really calling me to be more vocal about it. And then I just kind of thought, well, it's too late. I'm gonna get married and then I don't have to do this anymore. My second engagement didn't work out, and obviously that was very difficult at the time. I just knew that time that, all right, Lord, obviously you want me to be single. The older that I got, the less that I would talk about it because it just kind of gets weird, People don't really expect you to be that old and still be a virgin, and you don't expect that, and people just kind of stop talking to you about it. I struggled for a while because I didn't want to accept that this was something that the Lord wanted for me. I finally got to the point where I let it go. Just said, okay, Lord, well, I've tried it my way and it doesn't work. The Lord finally brought me to a place where I really have embraced it and I don't feel embarrassed anymore, or kind of this like shame of like, saying the V word at my age or any age. I'm more than happy now to be whatever support that anybody needs. So here it is, and here I am. I want to help encourage and support anybody out there who is, fighting the good fight and who is waiting, or anybody who maybe was waiting and ended up having sex and is now living celibate again and is waiting. Whatever your situation is, or maybe before you knew the Lord, you already had sex and now you want to wait till you're married, that's awesome too. We can always just rededicate ourselves to the Lord and to this promise, and it's never too late for you. Please know that God can heal and restore any situation. I was also really encouraged. I want to give a shout out to a Christian YouTuber. Her channel is Love Shar. I'll link it below for you guys. She's awesome. I saw her video about being a virgin and she was just so bold and like so open. I just wanted to thank you for that video. Definitely check out her channel, check out her video. You're not alone, and we're out there. I'm still a virgin. That's pretty much me right now, guys. Please let me know if you have any questions for me. I will put my email below, or you can just leave comments below. But if there's anything private that you want to share with me or questions you have, then feel free to email me. Okay, guys, I hope you were really blessed by this. I will see you guys next time. God bless you.